the beginning, February 9th, 1992. The eagle pictured on the screen is very, very, very important to me. The um, Gitche McGizzy is my Indian name. It is, I am Native American. I am from the Lac du Flambeau Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. In fact, if you happen to notice, I am wearing a beaded bolo tie that is an eagle flying through the sky, and he's um, going around the sun. This was handmade by my sister, and it is a very special gift, and I really treasure and enjoy every time I get to wear it because it shows my native side. You can flip to the next. Um, so in the beginning, I weighed 1 pound and 15 ounces. I fought for 3 months to an incubator. Um, and I sat there and I laid there to get the oxygen, to get the nutrients, to get everything I needed to be able to survive. I then one day in May, so when I was supposed to be um ready to come home, I ended up being strong enough to come home. Um, and you can go to the next slide. So early on, I was raised to be uh, as independent as possible. My siblings were taught to treat me just like anybody else. What I mean by that, that means that they didn't treat me any differently just because I was in a wheelchair or just because I was quote unquote different. They treated me just like I was one of their own. So that means that they would randomly come up behind me and um, punch me sometimes or hit me sometimes for no apparent reason other than just to just to do it just because they could. Um, you can flip to the next slide. So in high school, I got to go on a rock climbing trip to Tedagoots State Park. These are actual pictures of me climbing a 200-foot cliff above Lake Superior. Um, and that trip was life changing for me because that was one of the first trips that I got to feel included in something, that I got to be, um, that I felt like I belonged, that I felt like I was important. Um, so that uh, holds a very, very, very special place in my heart to this day, and is a big contribution to the advocacy that you see here today. And flip. So, in order to go on this trip, I had to. This was high school, so I had to go to the school board and present to the school board why they needed to get that piece of equipment you see pictured on the screen there. It is called a trail rider. And what it is it's designed to take you through some rough terrain and some um, rocks and some different things that you wouldn't typically be able to navigate by yourself. And then I had to find people that were willing to help me. This was not just, oh, I want to go on this trip. I need to make it happen. I actually had to put in the work to make this happen. This took years to make this happen. Um, it wasn't like I woke up one day and decided I wanted to go, and then the next day it was a process to make it all happen. You can flip. So so now I um just recently back in May I won the Dan Rennick Award for self advocacy from the um through the Arc of Dane County. I am a volunteer for UW Health, and um I've done um I'm also the vice president for the Wisconsin Youth Leadership Forum. So you name it, I'm involved in it. I want to be involved in it because I want to continue to grow my advocacy and make my um uh, increase my portfolio and make a difference and make meet plenty of new people, and it I have a passion to give back. I always have had a passion to give back, and this is the best way that I can see to do it. Go ahead. Um, and finally, um, I just want to thank you guys for coming today. This was a lot of work to put this together. Um, and I want to leave you guys with some very important lessons. Even though things may be hard, even though things may be challenging, don't ever give up. Believe in yourself, even when things are down and even when things are bleak. Don't ever try to don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. You may have to pause. You may have to do whatever you have to do to get through the difficult time, but continue to come back to it and continue to press forward because that's the only way that advocacy pays off. Thank you guys. You guys, does anybody have any questions? Sydney, can you please?
On it.
I have a cousin who's disabled, and a niece who's disabled, and I'm able to talk to them because I talk to my cousin normally, and I talk to my niece because she's just she's about 6, 7 now, so I talk to her like a child. But um, my work is going to have me talk to other disabled individuals, so I tend to talk to them, try to assess their mental age, and then talk to them as appropriately as possible. You are a very intelligent person. And so, is that the best approach to take to try to understand where they are mentally? Because I don't want to talk down to them. I don't want to, you know, talk too above them, and they don't understand what I'm saying. So, what do you have a best approach to take to talk to people who are mentally disabled? Both of my cousin and my niece are mentally disabled, so I've learned to talk to them. But uh, normal other people, strangers who you meet and who you are trying to do advocacy for, what's the best approach to take to talk to them?
Yeah.
That is a very interesting question and a very um unique question. I've never been asked something like that before. But my best advice to you would be to talk to them at their age appropriate level. They're not going to understand if you try to go above their heads um and you try to use bigger words and bigger language to them. speak to them at their age appropriate level, and um, if they do have an ability to eventually um, kind of uh, grow out of that a little bit, kind of advance then at that particular point your vocabulary and your use of your words with them at that point. But I would um just yeah, I would encourage you to just talk to them on their level so that they can understand. Any additional questions?
Hi there. So I am Emily. So I've been to this lovely conference 3 years in a row. And I actually have been inspired by a couple of people, but I would like to do something like this at some point as far as sharing my story goes. So thank you very much for doing that. And I also wanted to share that I was a counselor at YLF, Wisconsin Leadership Forum as well. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to know about that stuff. You can ask Brett or myself about that. Jenny Newgert is here, so you can speak to her. She's the lady to talk to about YLF. So there you go.
Does anybody have anything else? Don't be shy. I will answer any questions that you have.
I can't, I'm gonna come around. Hey Brett, I'm Jenny Price. We're on Facebook together. I've been seeing a lot about what you're advocating for recently, and I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you're working on right now.
So the biggest piece of advocacy that I'm working on currently is the functional screen. Functional screen, functional screen, functional screen, functional screen. You'll hear me talk about it 20,000 times a day before I'm done with it. But we are I'm always talking to my legislature, always talking about how to move forward with this process, always talking about what the future looks like. We're always planning a path forward. As a matter of fact, we just had a path forward, um, or we just had a meeting on October 18th to discuss what the path forward looks like. And part of the path forward is eventually we're going to be writing letters to DHS and to our new representatives, because I don't Wisconsin's getting new maps. So in November, so eventually we're going to be writing those letters, and those letters will be um asking for things to be put in the governor's budget, um, to not only address the functional screen, but they will also address the caregiver crisis piece as well. So, um, in addition to that, I am, we had discussed the possibility of um, having the separate screen have a town hall session sort of thing. Um, because the functional screen is a big piece by itself, and it's complicated, and it's um that would allow us to get media coverage out there and get it out there in a bigger way, and make sure that we can attract as much attention as possible. So that is all stuff that I'm currently working on, and we will keep pushing forward, and we will keep working until the functional screen is addressed. But not only addressed, we will make sure it is addressed for everybody across the United States of America, because I am working on not only the state level, but the federal level to change the required law that says it be mandated every 365 days. I am working to change that so that individuals such as myself who have a permanent disability um, don't have to go through the functional screen every year, year after year after year after year for the same information. I understand that there will always be people that need to be tested, um, and or need to be rescreened every year, but this would save the state money. Um, and I could go on into plenty of plenty of details and plenty of but if you want to know more, you can find me after the session and we can sit down and we can have a conversation um later later on so I can go into more depth and more detail. Um in addition, I wanted to let you guys all know that you can follow me now on LinkedIn. I now have a LinkedIn page, so you will find different advocacy things that I'm doing there, as well as my um, own disability advocacy Facebook page. I believe it's called Never Give Up Brett's Advocacy, I believe is the name of it. But yeah, so I'm growing. I am um, always looking for ways to improve things, always looking at how to make things better, not only for me, but for everybody.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this is Zachary speaking. So talking about the question that you were working on, what do you see in the like 5 to 10 years? Is your vision in terms of your advocacy looking to develop something more specifically? What would you like to see in the next 5 to 10 years? And how do you see your role a part of that? How do you see yourself basically in 5 to 10 years?
Well, first things first, we got to take care of the screen. Nothing else is going to get addressed until the screen is taken care of. Secondly, then to answer your question more thoroughly, I want to eventually have a family of my own and kids of my own, and work on I want to join in the fight against with the ARC or with another one of these organizations to um eliminate the marriage penalties and eliminate some of the things that um stop us from getting married and being able to actually have things that we enjoy in life. Um so I want to be able to raise a family and have kids, and I want to be able to eliminate some of those stereotypes and stipulations. Go ahead.
So I'm actually also a graduate of partners in policymaking. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because I went to the panel in Madison for the Big Read book, which is sitting pretty. I actually have my backpack. If you want to look at it before we leave this room, or find me later. But anyway, Nikki, what is it? Last name? You know what I'm talking about? Nikki Vanders. Yes. So she was on that panel and she spoke about like the whole Social Security thing with getting married. So that is actually something that I want to work on for everyone, but for my personal life as well. I've been with my partner for 10 years and it's like I think that could be something that I work towards, whatever. So yeah, awesome. So I'm advocating for sitting pretty for getting her books out and my personal stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
You can say.
Got it?
I just wanted to say, like, thank you for like everything you do. I know we've done a lot of stuff together, but I think being your friend has really helped me grow in my advocacy and give me more opportunities as an advocate. So I appreciate you for everything you do.
They're so sweet.
Anybody else? Anybody else have any additional questions?
It's pretty easy, but what does the eagle mean to you? You had the picture and then I think on your badge.
Oh yeah, you
I did, but I didn't get into
okay.
the. So my Indian name is Gidgy McGizzy, which stands for Big Eagle or Great Eagle. I was given a I was given my first Indian name, Bungie McGizzy, when I was still in the hospital and still fighting for my life. Um, they were afraid I wasn't gonna make it, so they had to hurry up and just give me a. And then probably when I was about 14, 15, um, my grandma actually, who is no longer here, but she ended up giving me my second Indian name, which is Gitchy McGizzy. My sister actually had a dream about it, and then my sister went to my grandma, and then that's how that all happened. But so that is the significance of the eagle and the beaded bow tie. So, anybody else? Anybody else? I'm sure there's surveys around. So, okay, if you guys could fill out the survey and let me know I did, that would be greatly appreciated. And um, I do have some business cards I could pass out to people. If any of you would like them, I got them with me right now. I can pass them out.
Make sure you tell people about the phone.
Don't worry about it. Don't. So, is there anybody that would like one? I have a whole box full. They do look really cool.
Yeah, I just like the way they look.
And if anyone else wants help designing their business card, shout out to me. Feel free to contact me. uh, me. Yeah, and then I have my phone number on his cards because I didn't change it to his own phone number, so we're still working on some of my quirks. So but yeah, I love doing Canva work. If anyone wants help creating business cards, I will put your own phone number on your card.